Here he is, the Donut Critic. Hi, Ben.
How's it going?
Ben is here with, we're going to talk about traditional bakeries today.
Yeah, because most of what I bring in is new, trendy, new takes on items, fusions, just...
Specialty.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a brownie place that just does brownies. And today I wanted to talk about traditional bakeries. What are some of your traditional bakeries that you guys like?
I've been to Granite Bakery.
Yeah.
I've been to Mrs. Backer's.
Okay. Schmitz is one on my
Schmitz
list.
is one that we've done, yeah.
Parsons. I brought in fruit cake from Parsons before. But yeah, I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about, especially in the new year, is if you want to support and love a traditional bakery, then you need to get out there and do it because, like I've said, like the trendy, the new is what people are often looking for.
Are you saying support your classic, straight-ahead,
Support your
old-timey bakeries?
Support your local baker.
Okay, so the story I have is my wife loves or loved Hagerman's cookies. It was down in Draper, and she always talked about
them. Yeah.
And she never brought them home, and so I never got to taste them. And when she was crying about them closing, it was like, well, then why didn't we support them?
You're
why didn't
part
we
of the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
When I lived in Draper, we went to Hagerman's all the time. They were good.
Yeah.
Those cookies.
And you lose out on that. And so what I've brought into you today is Mrs. Backer's. And I do have a confession. This is the first time I've ever tried Mrs. Backer's.
Which I'm surprised because they're like old-timey, classic.
How long have they been there?
A long time.
80 years, I think they're celebrating.
You've had 80 years, Ben, to go there.
Is Mrs. Backer still around?
No. There's quite a few items from her hanging in the shop. It's a really cool shop. But the reason why I don't think I've been is because I just felt as though, I probably know what's there. No one was talking about the new and the latest. A few foodies have talked about how much they love it, but it's all based off of nostalgia and tradition and whatnot. So,
based on this plate you brought in, they do a little bit of everything.
yes. So I brought in, it's a petite fours, basically, like little small ovens of everything. There's cookies. So I brought that one in for you, Carrie, specifically. It's a raisin cookie.
Yeah, I just had the chocolate chip one, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, so I feel like they have had definite influences over the years. They actually have donuts, they have cookies, they have cakes, and...
Man, that sugar cookie is good.
Yeah, I like the sugar cookie. That may be the best thing you
That's just
on the plate.
That's just a straight-ahead
Pink icing.
icing sugar cookie.
And I think that that's kind of what people are looking for, is that straightforward, what have they been cooking or baking all these years that... that people come in and they know that people like it, so they keep baking them.
That pink icing on that sugar cookie is really, it's quite unique.
That's what makes it different.
It's good,
the cookie itself is
a sugar cookie.
You've been around,
Yep.
but this icing is what makes it special.
So one of the other things that a lot of people have responded, I threw this out on Instagram yesterday and just asked, what makes you keep going back to your traditional bakeries? And so much of it is nostalgia, quality, consistency.
It's in your neighborhood.
And convenience is one of them for sure. But one of the cookies they did say was that raspberry filled one. So it looks like a little hand pie.
Oh, yeah.
It's raspberry filled, and then it's got a little drizzle on top.
That's very good.
That one was good. And I think it is because that base cookie is really good and standard, and you can put almost anything with it, and it'll taste delicious.
I like the raisin filled thing, too.
And I brought those in for you specifically because I know a lot of people don't like raisins, but I tried that one and I was like, okay, I like the raisin one.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorites is a oatmeal raisin cookie. It's a wonderful thing.
The Danishes were pretty good. You got a little sliver of Danish. That's a raspberry cream Danish as well.
What's this little crunchy thing?
So that's called a lace cookie. Those are pretty interesting. So if you try it, so that's an almond lace cookie, and it tastes like a brittle.
It's almost chewy.
Yeah, so it crunches and then it's pretty chewy, just like that caramelized sugar with those nuts. I thought that was pretty enjoyable too. I think I would definitely go back for one of those lace cookies.
What is this Mrs. Backer's cake here? What is this?
So this is a pineapple rum. So there's pineapple filling, and then the frosting on top is a rum frosting.
That's very good.
And they have a couple of those. And I should have done the German chocolate. That looked really good. the outside was really greatly covered in nuts, and so I think it would have been a delightful chocolate.
That's helpful because I'm always looking for a good German chocolate because that's my husband's favorite. Like for his birthday, I like to get him one, so that's good to know.
And they have them in slices, and then you can order them larger. And so if you want to go up and just try a slice, you can. I think it.
Now here's a texter who says Mr. Backer passed a couple of years ago. He trademarked his tools to decorate cakes, and they are amazing. Things people don't know about Backers is that they have really great meat pies.
So I did see the meat pies, but I couldn't justify it at 8 in the morning.
I get it.
And maybe go back and try.
And this texter says Mrs. Backer is still around. Her daughter runs the bakery.
Oh, it's okay. Then it's her daughter.
Well, it's still in the family.
Oh,
someone knows an awful lot about the Backers
right
bakery.
there. Yeah.
Well, these are all high quality products. I mean, I've eaten almost everything on the plate already, and they're good. They're all high quality
for sure. And I think that again, if you love a traditional bakery, and let's say Mrs. Backers, you need to be supporting them because it is a tough gig for them if they don't have family members that are carrying on these traditions or bakers that want to continue those traditions. Then you start getting those changes, and people start losing the love and the nostalgia for it. And they don't have the same flexibility as a new shop or a trendy shop because the new and trendy one's always just trying to put something new out there. And these traditional shops have that fear that, they're going to turn off these customers that already...
I used to always go to Beau Brummel, the Gloss Bakery up on Highland Drive.
Oh, yeah.
And you would go there for the little tiny slices of cake, remember?
Yeah.
You could get those little tiny... I loved that.
That was
and I was
good.
so sad when they closed. And I don't think they closed because they weren't doing good business. I think that was
like some things are there's family fights, and there's definitely donut shops that have closed because of family fights.
We would Sue used to work down here at AT&T, and so we would meet at Gormandy's over here every now and
Gormandy's
then.
is still there.
Yep,
yeah.
Gormandy's.
They're still there.
Yeah, I used to go there a lot. I've been to Mrs. Backer's once, and I for some reason I went there and bought a couple of dozen sugar cookies for some event. I forget what it was.
Someone that says Carlucci's Bakery.
Yeah, Carlucci's is a classic as well. But yeah, they're again, it's just the call to go to your local bakery. We have a tradition with Schmidt's. I don't, but my wife and her family love Schmidt's cakes, and so every birthday, if we don't have a Schmidt's cake on the table, it's not a birthday.
Now,
Start your own family tradition if you don't have one of
That's
those.
true.
Exactly.
A bakery called Tous les Jours.
Oh.
Tous les Jours. It says they have a great Mont Blanc. I don't know what a Mont Blanc is.
But you were talking about Tully. Tully's really good
Yes.
too. They have an olive oil cake that's really good. They have an almond croissant.
Babs DeLay says Backers 50 years, but it's more than 50 years.
It said 80 on their
80
sign.
on
So
their
it
sign.
said celebrating 80 years, and that must be Mrs. Backer.
Must be.
Because, it said 1940 something on the actual logo. So, but
Oh, there you go. Now, these are all quality products. So-
Backer's Bakery. It's there on South Temple.
Yep, it's about 400 East in South Temple. Yeah, and it's an experience. It's really old school in there, and it's fun to look at. So,
So support your local bakeries.
yep, thanks all.
Family owned. Thank you.
All right, Ben. You can find Ben the Donut Critic on Instagram. That's the best place to go.